phone and you doing something at the studio table at your table.
Yeah, I think I got it. It's working now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, can you log on for me? I can see I got volume. It's not good, but I got volume. All right. Yeah. Hey, can you go on there for me? Look. All right, I think I'm good now. I see something moving, so it's in the green. All right, let's do a quick test real quick. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, they can hear me now. All right. All right, man. This is embarrassing. But y'all know, so just Platinum, baby. My boy Ziggy Lion. We're gonna get into it. But this is what's going on. I always set my phone to go live because I don't go in the studio and I just do it from my phone. But if I don't cancel the live on my phone, I have a problem. Y'all can't see my live when I'm in the studio. So I gotta cancel the live on the phone and then go live on YouTube. All right. So now we back. All right. Hey, I need everybody to check back in, and then we're gonna get into we're gonna talk about the artist, producer, and engineer relationship. And we're gonna give a few minutes for everybody to jump in, and then we're gonna open the floor up to Ziggy, and let's see what we're looking like. All right, okay. And then I'll take if y'all have any questions for him, I will address them. I guess y'all can see I got my weight back. I'm 190 pounds. I'm getting back to man size. Yes, sir. They was with me when I was sick. I was real bad. Let me see. Warheart, what you been up to? It's how's life treating you? We want to say shout out to Tyrone Sellers.
Tyrone, baby.
What's up? He was first on well, he was number 2 on there. My wife was number 1. But we appreciate you joining us tonight.
Big up.
Where you at, Tyrone? I wish Maddie would come back. Hopefully Maddie will jump back on here, but he's in Australia. So let's see. My hair is growing back. Y'all know I lost my hair. I was looking crazy, but it's growing back now. I ain't got no more bald spots in the back of my head. So I'm living good. All right. Let me move this mic out the way because it ain't doing us no good. How's the volume? Is the volume just Platinum, baby? Is the volume good? Can y'all hear us? Let's see. Looking healthier, Plat. Life is improving slowly here. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, Warheart. Yeah. I finally, I'm out of heart failure. I'm out of microvalve failure. I'm no longer anemic. I still have lupus, but I'm getting my weight back. My hair growing back. I'm not in as much pain as I used to be. So I haven't really had any flare-ups since I started taking my lupus medicine. So I'm good. All right, Tyrone is in the Gulf of Mexico off the shore in Louisiana. Are you working, Tyrone? You working?
Tyrone in the Mexico. Wow.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, people chime in as they'll catch us. I want to get some more people on here. So what I'm gonna do, I haven't been on here for a while, so I just want to catch up on some of the stuff I've been seeing on YouTube, and that'll allow us to get a few more people in, and then we'll go ahead and chalk it up. Let's see. Warheart, you mean the Gulf of America? Yeah. Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. All right. So no political stuff on here. Nah, I had my little rant, but I'm done with that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is being recorded anyway. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and Z, can you tell the people, how long you've been doing music, some of your accomplishments and where you from and how'd you end up in Nashville and just tell us about yourself.
All right. Well, I'll start with what you said with the music thing. I'm a DJ at first. Started DJing at 14, 15. Fell in love with that. And I started in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian, by the way. Born in Atlanta, raised in Nigeria, came back. Music has always been in the family. So, just, I guess, given to me, passed down to me from my pops. Yes, sir. So, started with the DJ thing. The pandemic came around, and they gave me time to start establishing my writing skills. And started writing music, started recording music since the pandemic. Well, about 2019. And been doing music ever since. So now I got 3 albums online, got 3 mixtapes online, Ziggy Lion on all platforms. If you like that reggae sound, if you like that Afrobeat sound, and hip hop here and there, that's what I like. So that's what I do. And shout out to all the engineers, all the producers. I have a couple of producers in Nigeria right now. Mr. Scholes, he does my sound. And if you need some nice African rhythm or reggae rhythm or even hip hop, he does all of that. Mr. Scholes, check him out. And I also have an artist back home, Natata. She has a project right now. You can find her on all platforms too. She do reggae as well and Afrobeat. So, that's just what we do, man. Just working on the new album now, Lion Music 3, with my dog right here, Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So that'll be out hopefully July 25th. So if you like that reggae sound, we encourage you to switch it up. I know there's a lot of hip hop, R&B, and the traditional sound that's going on. But we just did a song called Watch This Sound. We have to watch what we're intaking, whether it be with sound, whether it be with food, anything we're taking in. We just can't be negative all the time. It's positive energy, and that's what we're promoting right now. So big up to the producers, the engineers, and the fellow MCs, the DJs. We all need each other to make this thing work. Yep. So that's just a brief rundown on the Lion Ziggy.
All right.
Yep.
It's raining outside. Anyway,
yeah, it's been raining all week.
Yeah, it's raining bad out here now. It's an inside joke. What's really happening is my AC is leaking. but I'm gonna call them because I paid this guy to fix my AC and it's leaking again. So they're gonna get it from me. All right. Let's see. So when did you first come to America?
Well, like I said, I was born in Atlanta.
Okay.
Crawford Long, Fulton County, ATL stand up. At the age of 6, my dad came and me and my brother, we went to Africa. We went to Nigeria, West Africa, and went to school there. My dad is fully Nigerian. My mother is from Nashville. Yes, sir. So I have family both sides. Dual citizenship, baby.
All right. So you got roots in both of them. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So he told y'all where y'all can check out some of his music and stuff. So
Lion Music.
So and it's actually called Ziggy Lion.
Ziggy Lion, and I should pop up Ziggy Lion.
Okay.
Only one.
All right. So right now we like you say, we're working on a project, an album. We got 8 more songs to do. We recorded 4. So
nice. We do nice tracks.
Yeah. That's that pure sound, Jamaican sound, along with some reggae and stuff. So it's pretty dope. And then I incorporate some of my stuff in there. He's doing a little something different.
Yeah.
But it's good because it's a blend. Y'all know that I do hip hop, R&B, spoken word. I do everything. I'm an engineer, so
Exactly.
that's basically what it is. So let's talk about the you know, some of like these sessions. So we recorded 4 songs.
Yes, we did.
So you know, when you're working with producers, well, let's say engineers. When you work with engineers, what is your expectation out of the engineers?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question because the last engineer I had, well, I have Timothy Hill. If y'all know him, big up, shout out to Timothy Hill. He's been doing it for a long time. Great studio. The job of the engineer is really to record you, and you know what I mean, when you away, they go back and mix and master and do all that their magic, right? But a good engineer has an ear for sound, you know, and he relates with the artist well while recording, you know. So that's what I got from him. You know, sometimes my vocals, he would advise me to raise the pitch up or drop it here or say this or say that, because he has that ear. And then when you hear it, you'll get what he's saying, you know. So it's important for us as artists to listen to the engineer so we can be on one accord. And then that's how great records are made. So, yeah.
So one of the things, one of the advantages that I think that I have is, you know, I'm a songwriter, artist, I sing, and I make music and I engineer. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you're what, the master of many, but the master of none, or some junk like that. But my thing is this: when you're well-rounded, you bring out the best in the artist, and they can see your skill set. So if you just pressing buttons and you can't contribute to what the artist is doing, if you can't tell he's off key, if you can't tell he's off beat, because see, I make music, so I know if he's off beat. I sing, so I know if he's off key. And a lot of engineers, they lack that skill because they don't. All they do is press buttons.
Exactly.
So, and because I songwrite, I can, you know, if the artist is open to it, I can be like, hey, do this, do this, do that, do this. And what I like about him is because he's able to pick it up right away, and with his experience, if I say, oh, hey, let's try this note, let's try this note, and then I give it to him, or if I hear him sing it, like for example, we incorporated a raspy tone to one of the vocals, and I'm going to tuck that underneath the rest of the vocals to give it more of a raspier sound. So when I suggested that, he was like, okay, so he was open to it. So then when we did it, he was like, oh, okay.
It sounded really good.
And I got to be like, hey man, trust me on this. You got to trust me on this. And he be looking at me, I be looking at him. Then I said, just try it. And then when we play it back, we be like, yeah, that's it right there. That's it. So it's important that that you understand your role as an engineer. And what I mean by that is, if you're not good at giving pitches or giving notes, don't try to do it. If you're not good at incorporating vocals, like I also do vocal arrangements. So if you're not good at that, don't try to do it. You know, so being a producer in my situation, in our situation, I'm also, even though I didn't do the music, I'm still doing production because I'm saying, hey, let's add these kind of vocals. So I'm doing vocal production. All right. So I'm still producing, but the guy who did the music, he did his part, and then I do my part. It's kind of like say Michael Jackson's in the studio and he's with Quincy Jones, but you have the musicians in the booth. So the musicians are doing their part, and then Quincy doing his part. But in our case, I am doing a little bit of both. I'm kind of saying, okay, do this, do that, do this, do that, and it can be challenging for somebody that don't have the experience to do that. So you got to remember, I've been doing this since '91, so 37 years. Well, 35 years or something like that. So I've been doing this for a long time. So and what I like is he was telling me about Tim, and he's worked with some various artists that we all know. I heard his stuff, and I was like, who? I said, who mixed that? And he told me. I said, I never heard of him, because you know, a lot of these ghost writers, you know, you don't really hear about them. You just all you know is the artist. Yeah, they behind the scenes. And I said, well, he lives in Murfreesboro. So I said, I wanna meet him. So he gonna hook us up. Got it, sent him my number and stuff. So hopefully he'll call, we can chop it up. And you know, y'all know me, I don't really care about celebrity status. I'm good. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. What I care about is what I can learn from another engineer who's been doing this for a long time. And I like what he did. I like to discuss gear, as y'all all know, and that's what I'm talking about. So back to you. So have you collaborated with any other artists?
Of course, yeah. As far as with the rap, there was a guy, he's still around. His name is Diggum. If you're familiar with Dylan Diggum Deuce of Nashville. Well, he's really from Chicago, but he's been here in Nashville for a while. I got a couple of joints with him. I got an artist that goes by Miss Ashley. She's a great songwriter and singer. Got a couple of records with her. I got a remix with Mia Aguilar. She's a great rapper and singer as well. I got a new song. Hopefully you record this one with Kojo. I don't know if y'all know who Kojo is, but she's a very, very big artist here in Nashville. She does live performances. The vocals are spectacular. So it's going to be an honor for her to bless me with her vocals on my song. And hopefully that'll be on Lion Music 3. And let me see. I have another cousin. His name is Rossi. Rossi was with Do It Yourself Records. Shout out to Big E.T. Done songs with him. Shout out to Boogie. Boogie is a Nashville legend. I was his DJ for a while until I started doing music. So now we cooking up together. I've done. I can't even think of all the artists I've done music with. I got songs with people that I don't even know. I'm looking for them, like where the song we did at. Right. You know, but once they hear that energy and they hear that reggaeton and they hear that Afrobeat, they want a part of it, because Afrobeat right now is very big. So once they know and find out that I do that, they want to collab and do a song and, you know what I mean, experiment with different sounds. Yeah, so I love to collab. If you want to collab with me, hit me up, Ziggy Lion.
Or contact me.
Yes, sir. Him. Yes, sir, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you know, y'all know how I do. I shoot from the hip, and which is, you know, which makes it more genuine than having a script to read.
Indeed.
But I think, like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun again. There was a period where, y'all know, I was sick, so I really wasn't recording anybody. But I'm enjoying it. So when I see artists that I really like, y'all know how I do. You know, we've had these conversations. You know, if you can find somebody to hone in on your skills, you know, you got to go through that process of, hey man, this, you know, I want to work with you. I like what you're doing. Can we work together? And it may not be about money. It may just be about honing in on your skills. So don't be afraid to do that. I know, you know, it was funny. I think, what's his name? Maserati. He's a big engineer. Y'all know who I'm talking about. His name Maserati or something like that. And he did a YouTube video where he said, "Oh, don't do nothing for free." But in the same video, he said, "I've done stuff for free." I'm like, what the?
Which one is it?
I know. I was like, I said, what was that? It was really weird that he said that. I was like, huh? But anyway, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing stuff for free if it's going to make you better. If you're going to get better at what you're doing, then sometimes you got to sacrifice that time. You just got to do it so you can hone in your skills. It's better than just sitting around not doing nothing. All right. And you never know where it may go, because I mean, most people who are successful have some type of engineer that worked with them before they blew up.
Exactly.
And that you may be the engineer that follows that artist throughout their career.
Exactly.
So, you know, don't be afraid to help people out and to give back, because that's what I'm doing. All right. So y'all know I'm giving back. But I am, y'all know I'm going to talk about some stuff that's been going on. It's a lot of back and forth with something and busy beats, and it's a whole, you know, this YouTube world is very fickle. All right, you know, and I done got on to some people also. Y'all know how I do. I keep it real. All right. When keeping it real goes wrong. Now, let's see. Let's see what we got. Let me see. Warheart said, I'm building relationships and I'm sort of amateur, so I take it for free work. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the preamp thing. I'm gonna talk about that. Y'all know I'm gonna have to get on that. Let's see what Float Man is saying. What are your thoughts on the guy who say all preamps sound the same? We're gonna talk about that after I complete this interview, and me and him gonna head out soon. So it's raining.
I
know. Let's see. Here, catching up fast at 2 times 3.5. What up, right? What up, right sounds?
Right sounds.
Yeah, right sounds is on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this on the live, and hopefully I can cut those other ones off that was showing us just doing sign language and stuff. We'll get it right. All right, let's see what else we got. So Ziggy 1 and 2, and then this is 3. And how many songs is gonna be on this one? A total
10. It's actually Lion Music 1, Lion Music 2, Lion Music 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Then now this is 3.
Okay. What, 2.5 a full album? Okay.
10 songs. The first one was 9 songs. The other 2, 10 songs. I don't try to flood them with a whole lot of songs, especially once you're constantly doing it, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so 10 songs, 10 song formula. Let people get you know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Right.
You know, might hear Afro beat here, then you might hear a reggae song here, and then a dancehall one here. You know, so those are the kind of music that we grew up on. You know, back then in Africa, makossa and high life music was really, really big. This was like the late 80s, early 90s. They still play some of that stuff. But Afrobeat actually came from juju music, which Fela started. Afro juju. You know what I'm saying?
What juju mean?
Juju means several things. Yeah, juju, the standard meaning of juju for Africans is voodoo.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So when you say juju music, that's music to, I guess, hypnotize you to dance and have a good time.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So Fela was a big artist back then, and he was also a revolutionist as well for Nigeria, calling out the, you know, phony government and all that phony stuff in his music. And they would lock him up. They'll release him. He'll go right back to the studio and drop something else dissing the government. And they loved it, you know. So if you've heard of Fela, he's passed away now, but he's a boss. He's a don. He's the godfather of Afrobeat. So Afrobeat was actually created behind his genius.
What was his name again?
Fela, Fela, Kuti, Kuti.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me get some shout outs. Wright joined us. There you go, Tony Maserati. Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw that video. I don't know if you ever saw that video where he said you shouldn't do stuff for free, but anyway, shout out. What's up, Maddie? Thanks for joining us again. Glad you came back. I want to shout out to Warheart. And I want to thank you guys, Flow Man, Tyrone. Tyrone, I don't know if you, yeah. Okay, I remember you now. Now, my bad. I remember now. I remember now. He said I'm the captain offshore. Okay. All right. Let's see. let's see who else we got. Get at Nard, shout out. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me when I was sick, and y'all saw me. Man, it was bad. I'm thinking moving forward, I really probably won't talk about it no more because you know, I think it was a life-changing experience because, you know, I was uncertain about my life as far as living or dying. It was that serious, as y'all well know. All you guys have been there from day one. So if there's people on here that's new to my situation, you know, I took all those videos off, so you probably won't get to see those. But everybody that's on here now has been supportive, reaching out to me, calling me, checking on me, sending me messages through YouTube, like, hey Platt, how you doing? We're praying for you and stuff like that. So I really, it does work. All right, so let's see what we say. Warheart, I really hope so, because there is some really strange things going on in the world lately. Yeah. Okay.
World is trouble. Hey
everyone, Maddie says, hi, hey everyone, Platt, great to see you are well. Shout out to Warheart. He did a great mix for me. Oh, good. That's good. That's good that y'all are communicating and sharing you know, information. All right. So if y'all got any questions for Ziggy Lion, just hit me on the chat and I'll read them out. But I'm gonna go ahead and now I gotta do my thing. If you want to take a break, you want to come back, okay. Or you know. Yeah.
Hold on, what's your thing? No, with the tap dance.
No. I know you might want to, you know, hit a smoke or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about this preamp thing. Okay. All right. So there was a guy. His name was Little something. I don't even remember. Was it Little John? I don't remember his name. Y'all tell me what his name was. Little something. Little James, Little John, whatever his name. So he came on. He did his video went viral. He got over like 250,000 views like in 2 days or something. It went viral. I don't believe those numbers, because I don't believe that's kind of that I don't know, 250 something thousand views
in 2 days.
I don't know about that, but
he paid for it.
Yeah, he probably paid for that. But his video was pretty good, but it was full of false information. It was fraud. When I say that is, so he used one channel strip from a Neve console and compared it to a $200 preamp, like a audio interface.
Okay.
And he tried to say they sound the same. Now, you guys know, even if you ain't got gear, you know that's a bunch of baloney. But I do want to know, did you believe him? I know there's some people on here right now that probably said, oh, this video was great. I believe what he was saying. What he was saying was inaccurate. All right. I mean, y'all know, I know, all preamps don't sound the same. If they did, then no one would make, these companies would have went out of business if it was that easy. All right, even audio interfaces don't sound the same. So, you know, well, it's hard to tell between this preamp and that preamp. Yeah, in the overall mix, but you can tell if it sounds like a demo. You can tell if it ain't mixed right. And a cheap preamp will tell on you, because it just don't sound polished. It's not finished. All right, let's see what we got over here. All right, the flow, let me see. All right, Warheart says, is it good or bad if people all over the world start picking up bits of culture music? Like if I made a Afrobeat song, for example. All right, let's read that again, Warheart. Is it good or bad if people all over the world start picking up bits of culture music? Like if I made Afrobeat songs, for example. All right, his name was Jim Little.
Jim.
Jim Little. Okay. All right. So, what are your thoughts on that? How is Afro? Let's see. Is Afro beats going worldwide?
Yes, it's worldwide.
And how do you feel about different cultures using Afro beats to express themselves?
Well, my version, if you're feeling the song, because I don't think people wake up like, you know what, I want to do an Afrobeat song right now, and then go look for the sound and then try to do it, because Afrobeat, most of it is in our tongue and our language, right? So we speak in Pidgin English, we might be speaking our language. A lot of people don't understand it, right? But it's how you deliver the message, right? And if it sounds good, then it'll go, you know. So if somebody random wanted to do an Afrobeat song, I would advise him to, well, first of all, I would give you my approval. That's just my opinion. Afrobeat is for the world. It's not for just Africans or Caribbean. It's for the world. And if you're real musical and you want to tap into that, then I don't see any problem with that. You know, if somebody was doing a salsa song or you know, anything that I'm not familiar with and wants me on it, I will make sure that I write something to go with it, you know, and also want to enjoy it too. You know, I remember it was an episode with Ludacris was invited to the studio. It was a prank, really. Method Man and Redman pranked him and gave him a sorry whack.
Oh beat. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video. And he was in the booth, like,
yeah,
and he still killed.
And he killed it.
Right.
That is a true artist. Right. That's a true artist. So there's no limit to Afrobeat. It's welcome to all, in my opinion. Somebody else might say something different, but me, a good song is a good song.
Well, Warheart says, thanks, Ziggy. I guess all vibes are on the table. Yes. All right, let's see what Wright is saying. Flowman says, no, I didn't believe him. His testing methodology was all jacked up. Either he was lying or didn't know what he was talking about, what he was doing. All right, so first, he told you in the beginning of the video that he's not an engineer. Right there, everything he said didn't matter.
So what was he, like a DJ?
He was a guitar player.
Oh, okay.
So everything he said regarding mixing didn't matter. It's like if you play 2K basketball, I don't even know what it's called. That don't mean you can play basketball for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was like, why is everybody giving this guy attention? Yeah. I was lost for words because I was like, what? But I understand why some people was giving him attention, because they wanted to make sure that people who are novice at this kind of thing didn't believe what he was saying. Because then, you know, when people put stuff out in the atmosphere, there are some people who will believe it no matter what. And so when you have enough people and industry people coming out saying, nah, it was a good video, but it was a false video. It wasn't accurate. So all preamps do not sound like a Focusrite audio interface, a $200 interface. They don't even have the same components, which is ridiculous. All right, so let's see what so Flowman, I hope that is kind of the way you was thinking. All right. Wright says Andrew Chapman had a different take. Jim said that his favorite Neve is the 31105, and the 3105 is far different from the 1073. That being said, the 3105 is similar sounding. Yeah, I saw that video. He said he probably should have used the 1073 versus that Neve console channel strip. I saw that video too. All right. Wright also says to a Focusrite interface due to Rupert Neve and his relationship with Focus and design for them in the past. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that is right. Rupert Neve did do Focusrite. I forgot he did the Focusrite consoles. But that don't mean a $200 Focusrite sound like a $6,000 preamp.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just different.
It's levels, man.
It is. I mean, that's almost saying all audio interfaces sound the same. So then why, if that was the case, then these $1 million studios will have a $200 Focusrite. You know, I'm not saying Focusrite preamps aren't good. There's some high-end the RedNet things are pretty good. The RedNet Focusrite stuff, but I don't think it compares to some of the high-end over $8,000. It's raining over $8,000 interfaces. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Right, okay. I hope the thing don't blow up. Man. All right, let's see. What time you gotta leave tomorrow?
6 in the morning.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up by 8:30 because we're gonna get out of here. All right, let's see what we got. Jim may have heard from. Wait a minute, hold up. Wright says both are true. Let me see what he's talking about. He said, "Thanks, Ziggy. I get." Okay, hold up. All right, what do you mean both are true? I must have missed it. All right. Warheart says Jim may have heard from certain industry guys that they never drive gear. That one purist school of thought, not a producer mind. Well, I think what he said was in Nashville they put all their faders at 0. So that's where it's misleading because you have to drive the preamp to get the saturation and the tone that you want. Like a Need 1073, you got to turn all the way to 5 o'clock to get the transformers and stuff to really sound energized or whatever word you want to use. So when a lot of people, what he probably don't understand is he works like out of these studios that do live bands.
Okay.
For recalls, they want to put their faders at 0. So when they do recalls, they don't have to remember or take pictures and reset the board. They can just go into Pro Tools or whatever DAW they using and pull up the song, and everything is already at 0.
Right.
And they can start. They can do a recall or a remix based on the faders. You know, so that's kind of what I'm doing now. Some of my gear is already set to a certain, like if I know I'm going to be using guitars or a certain kind of guitar, I'll run it through this chain. If I'm doing vocals, I'll run it through this chain. But my faders are at 0, and then in the DAW, I'll make my adjustments. So when I recall it, I know that my board is at 0. All right. Anyway, does it always work? No, it don't always work, but it may work for some. All right. See, they fell in love with production quality plus it makes people who don't own gear feel better about it. Yeah. I think that's true too, in a way that I have a friend who says that UAD plugins sound like the hardware. I don't. It's a known fact that the UAD plugins don't sound like the hardware. It's that is well known. It may be in the same family, it may seem similar, but it don't sound like the hardware. So, does a pool tech sound like a UAD pool tech? Really? All right. If you disagree, just put it in the comments. Y'all know we can talk about it. All right. Oh, shoot. Niles is back. What up, Niles?
Niles.
I ain't seen you in a minute, Niles. What trouble you bringing to the chat now? Anyway, all music sounds the same. Right. Let's see. Flowman says, I think people are trying to invalidate the difference between hardware makes because they can't afford it. I agree. Plugins are great, but they aren't the hardware. I agree with that. And Warheart said exactly. Yes, it's real energy. Yes. All right. Let's see what Now says. And that's what little point was. The preamps all sound the same until you drive them. No, that's not what he was saying, Niles. He wasn't saying that. He was saying that preamps sound like the same as inner. He said that need preamp sounded like the Focusrite. That's what he was saying. He didn't imply it. He didn't mean to say. He said that there's no difference between the two. That's the reason why everybody got up in an uproar. Now, had he would have came in and said, "I'm not saying that this need channel strip sound like the Focusrite," then you could give that argument, Niles. But Niles, you trying to start trouble. I know you, Niles. Let's see. All right. Warheart says also Jim was sending line level for the AB, not the microphone. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff that was wrong with that video. All right. Wright says, "What's up to?" Well, he was just saying, yeah, to Warheart's comment. Let's see, Maddie. He said, "I watched the Jim Lul video, and now I want even more analog preamps." Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know, man. I still don't think why people gave him so much credibility. But he had a convincing video. Like if you just got into this and you couldn't afford gear, you might even believe what he was saying was true. So it was one of those kind of things. All right, let's see. All right, Wright says, "Hey, what's up, Platt?" Also, all right, it says, now says, "Where you been at?" He's talking to Wright. They be talking to each other in chat. All right, Get It Now said, "Preamps don't sound the same whether driven or not. A Grace preamp doesn't sound like an interface." All right, so let me tell you what my experience is. I have let's talk about the preamps that I have. I have the Need 1073. I have the Warm Audio preamp. I have the Avalon 737. I have two of those. I have the 6176 preamp. Let's see. I have the API 512 preamp. And then I have the SSL alpha channel preamps. So I typically record through the Need 1073, and I may go to the Tube Tech. So but in the past I've used the 737. I used that for years. Then I got a DMP, BAE DMP, the desktop one. Then I started using that, and then I got away from the U87. I don't even use the U87. I mean the 737 anymore, because as far as recording vocals, I just like the 1073 to me with the Tube Tech has a cleaner sound than the, maybe because there's 4 tubes in the 737. It takes a lot of work when you mixing. It takes a lot. The vocals sound fluffy, like you gotta cut out frequencies in the vocals, because remember, if you're recording with the 737, you're recording all the vocals. And when I used to work with R&B artists, I would have to go in and do surgical EQs to pull some of the mids out and bring up, like, for the different notes. That was a lot of EQing, and I noticed that they got muddy. The more you stack them, the more muddier they got. Now, Rob Osh will use a little bit of high end on his 737 to give it a little bit of air. So, but I didn't do that. I don't like using EQ on my vocals. All right, let's see what we got, and we're gonna be wrapping this up in 15 minutes. All right, let's see. Preamps don't sound the same whether driven or not. Okay, and yet no one done a test to show otherwise. Now they did. They did do, man, all them videos out there. It was one guy. Man, there's a lot of people who gave different tests or gave you examples of why they didn't sound the same. I mean, even the first person that responded, I think, was Colt Caparoon. He responded. He was like the first one on it. So let me see who sent me a message. Okay, so Colt was one of the first ones, and even the big time producers came in and said something about it. I mean, engineers came in and said something about it. All right, let's see what we got. I have several Shepherd 525s and other preamps, and they doesn't sound like an audio interface. Correct. They don't sound like interface. Let's see. Nows. Do the Shepherd drive like the 733? I guess that's a question for right. Get It Nara said, just because you haven't seen a test doesn't mean it doesn't exist. What do you think the engineers at Grace are doing? Do you think they are doing tests? Get It Nara, don't fool with Niles. Niles be coming in. He be trying to start some mess. He be starting some mess. He know good and well he's seen videos where people done tests otherwise. He know he's seen them videos. All right, no one needs to waste energy disproving it. I thank you. Thank you. But like I said, I think it's important that there is some feedback so people don't believe that what Jim said was true. Because there are a lot of new engineers. All right, Coco Broom did a video. Yes, he did. I think he was one of the first ones that did the video. And they beat him up over that. Some people did anyway. But you see, it can do the 1073 thing, but go farther with the silk. Okay. 1,000 videos debunk Jim. Yeah, hundreds of videos debunk Jim. That's true. Cole replayed old footage of him driving his own preamps to distortion. Yeah. So like again, with preamps, you want to drive them to distortion and back off of them to get the tone out of them. So, and that's the reason why they all different. Just look at the schematics. Look at it. Just look at it. Put them side by side. Put preamp side by side next to a Focusrite, and you can see the harmonic distortion, the frequencies. You can see all that kind of stuff, and you can see it. And just to make a clear point, preamps have EQ. Okay. All right. Now, what I mean by that is they have a frequency range. Every preamp has a frequency range. Everything we look at on TV, everything we hear, everything has a frequency range. And in the books that come along with those preamps, it'll tell you what the frequency range is, what the distortion is, what the noise ratio is, all that kind of stuff. So if everything was the same, those numbers wouldn't change. All right, I'm off of that subject. All right, we only got 10 minutes left. Let's see. Warheart said, check it because of patenting. Every preamp manufacturer was required to make a different circuit or license the existing ones. Just true. I have a Henny amp nuclear unicorn. Ain't no way you're getting that out of an interface. I know. I never heard of that, right? You got a lot of stuff that I ain't never heard of. Let's see what, yeah, he said Coke. Okay. Yeah, he did play a lot of his old videos. Niles is right about that. All right. All right, so we're gonna move on from that. It was very tempting for me to come on and do a video on that, but I ain't even responding to foolishness. I'm just like, this dude, if he tell you from the get-go, I don't play basketball, but he's trying to tell you how to play basketball, that you're not going to listen to him. You're not going to listen to him. So why would I listen to somebody that has no experience in mixing or engineering? They're just a guitar player. You should have asked him, does all his amps sound the same? That's what you should have asked him. I bet he say, no, they don't sound the same. Why somebody come out with a video, all amps sound the same? Anyway. All right. Grandpa Beats. Welcome. All right, guys. It's time for me to wrap it up. I think I'm gonna repost this. I've been cutting all my videos off, and I don't monetize anymore because I don't need YouTube money. Because I got money. So I'm going to. It's raining.
It's raining again.
It's raining.
It's pouring down.
All right, let me go ahead and turn it off. Man, I'm gonna call them. I hope it don't. I gotta stand up. Let me look at this. I hope it don't hit my electrical circuits or nothing back there.
I was wondering about that.
No, it ain't touching nothing. I moved everything out the way. All right. So once again, just a quick recap. Ziggy Lion, tell them again about your project coming out, where they can find you on all the platforms.
All platforms. July 25th. It was supposed to be the 21st on my birthday, but my son's birthday is July 25th. Shout out to Ifosa. He'll be 9 on the 25th. So I'm gonna drop it then, and it's gonna be on all platforms. Lion Music 3, Afrobeat, Roots Reggae, Hip Hop, all in one. Yeah, with my engineer right here. We doing it together. We like the Bulls. Better yet, we like the Cavs. We like King. I'm King James and
Michael Jordan.
No,
I can't be Michael Jordan.
No.
Anyway, that's another subject. Time for another subject. All right, let's see. Grandpa B says, good to see you're still out there, Platinum baby, enjoying the little time as always. Yeah, thank you for your prayers and stuff. Let's see. Niles, he finally agreed with somebody. He said, good to see you doing well. All right, Niles, you know I love you, bro. He was the first boy. What was it now? What was it, like a year ago? Boy, you came on my page. Boy, we was going
back and forth.
Yeah, but then I'd be looking for him. I'm like, where Niles at? And matter of fact, why you disappeared for a minute, Niles? Where did you go? You see, life got a hold of you. Let's see. All right, Wright says, well. All right, Maddie says, awesome. Looking forward to listening. He talking about your projects. And like I said, you can find him, Ziggy Lion. Just type it in, boom. Let's see, a video on the mic. Where tone comes from. And a video on mics. Okay. I need to do. Oh, what are you saying now? Do you want a video on mics? Because I don't have a lot of them. I have quite a few. I got the Manly reference mic. I got the SM7B. I got a couple of Norman TLM 149s. I got the U87. I got the SM57. 58. SM58. And I got some little pencil mics and stuff like that. But I don't have a big locker on the mics, but I got some good mics though. All right. I want to get a RCA mic, a ribbon mic, because I have a tube mic, which is the Manly reference, and then I have the U87, and then I want to get there's an RCA mic that's for sale that I want to try to grab. It's a ribbon because I don't have any ribbon mics. So not with my dynamic mic, I use a cloud lifter, so that's good. Let's see what Niles is saying. I was replying to Warhart commenting that Little has a video on guitar wood. Yeah. I think he said that the wood sound different. I'm not sure. I think what's his name? Warren Hewitt said something about soon they'll be saying guitars sound different. But anyway, all right, hold on. Let me see. I mean, sound the same. Hold up. All right, so I'm finna show y'all something I just got. And then we're gonna be out here. Then you gotta get some sleep. Good. All right. So as y'all can see, I got the Manly Elope Plus. And I also, right behind me, let me move out y'all way. I bought another SSL Alpha channel. So I got 3 of them now, 2 for the music, 1 for the lead vocal. And I want to get y'all opinion on what y'all think I should do with this. I'm thinking about putting it. I got the Manly Massive Passive, then I got the Manly Verimute, and I thought about putting the Elope, Elope Plus in the same rack behind the Manly Plus. I mean the Manly Verimute right here. So that'll be nice. It'll look good, but am I really getting full use out of this? Because this section is a compressor and the limiter or you can use it in stereo mode, as like, on your mix bus. So, or use it for limiting and mastering. So I'm trying to think how I want to use this, because like I said, I used the 1073 with my 2-Tech, and this is more of a LA2A style compressor. But it does have, I can go out of the compressor side into the limiter, and then I can have a limiter and a compressor on one channel. So I don't know. I'm thinking about moving my L2, the Waves L2, to another part of the studio behind the Lavery Gold interface, and then go into the limiter and just drop this right behind the mainly Verimute, because it'll be dope. It'll look nice, but am I getting full use out of it? That's the real question. So I'm gonna put this back over here real quick.
All right.
I'm just gonna set it right here. Yeah. All right, let's see what people are saying. We got 5 more minutes. It says, yeah, Manly makes some very excellent equipment. Yes. That's what Grandpa Beat says. Let's see. Right Sound says, I was thinking about the ELOC Plus since I can't find anyone to fix my LA2A. Yeah. Right also says, great on background vocals, bass, parallel, or mixed bus. I know that's now I could put it in the patch bay and then just go into it and use it like that. I could set it up like that. But I don't like going in and out of patch bays. I kind of want to put it in line and set it and forget it. But let's see what else. What up? I hope I say your name right. I'm just gonna call you Crespo because I can't say the first part. You got too many vowels in there, man. You got E and I and O and A. Too many vowels. I can't say that. So I'll just say Crespo at the end. All right, Crespo says, brother, how are you? Brother, how are you? Do you record a lot of artists in your studio? No, I do not. If so, can you break down how you choose who you bring in your home? I can. As far as to where you protect yourself from theft and your safety. Okay, so I'm gonna answer Crespo a question within the next 2 minutes. Okay, so do I work with a lot of people? I have thousands upon thousands of hours of studio recording artists. I've been doing this for since 91. So I work with all kind of artists, rock bands, live bands. I've done tons of, mostly a lot of rap artists, R&B artists, R&B female singers, gospel, poetry, soundtracks, and stuff like that. None y'all probably ever. There is stuff on internet, but anyway, I'm not here trying to proclaim that I'm known. A lot of people do know me because I work with a lot of people. But to answer your question, do I work with a lot of people now? I've been sick for the last year. I've been sick, so I haven't been working with a lot of people because I've been sick. But before that, I was doing talent shows at a club, and I had artists from within the surrounding areas in Nashville performing at the club. So I was doing that for free. So and I had, by the time I had 3 record labels come out in 6 months, I had 3 record labels come out and look at the artists that was performing. And we had that place packed. I think it was like it was a 500 capacity building, and we had it packed out. So, and that was in 6 months. But then she got greedy and I left it alone after that. She wanted all the money. I was like, I ain't making no money. I'm losing money. I'm just doing this for the artist. But anyway, that's what greed comes in. All right, so it says, how are you? I am doing better. Like I said, I've been sick for the last year, but I'm doing better. I feel great compared to what I felt like in the past. I say, do you record a lot of artists? I explained that. So in the last month, I've probably been recording about four to five different artists. So he's new on the roster. So I've been working with some local artists in Nashville and scoping out talent in Nashville. All right, let's see. So if you can break down who you bring in the studio. Okay, so I've been robbed twice. If you guys go to my YouTube channel, you can see where I have a YouTube video about coming home while people was trying to rob me, but they never got away with anything. So I was blessed in that. But now that I'm retired, the reason why it's easy for me because I'm retired. I have several cars, so all my cars are here, so no one knows if I'm gone or if somebody's here, and I be carrying that thing on me. You know, so people know I carry that thing. So unless they really want to, leave with nothing and leave in a body bag, they can try it. I'm not saying it might not. It might go the other way. I might be in a body bag, but I'm like this. This stuff ain't worth my life. That's why you got insurance. That's why I got insurance. If my house burned down, I could buy all this stuff again. If somebody breaking my house, then take it. Take it. I got insurance. I'm not gonna fight you or shoot you, because you want to steal some of my equipment. Just make sure I ain't home. That's all. Please don't. I don't want to be home when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're gonna make me pull the thing out. I don't want to do that. All right. So you got to vet your people, man. You got to know who you like. I knew him. I knew several months. I knew him several months before he even came over to the crib. But I didn't know he did music. But through our interactions, we found out he did music, and I do music. I mean, he raps. So, well, he don't just rap. He sings and all that stuff too. So, vet your people. Know who you got coming in your house. Have I worked with people steal? Yeah. Have I worked with people who do drugs? Yeah. Do I do people who steal? Yeah. I can't control it. All I can do is treat them well. Hope they don't rob me, and pray that God got my back, because that's all I rely on is the Lord blessing me. I've been robbed twice and they got away with nothing because the Lord had my back. So I ain't worried about that kind of stuff. And then he said, as far as you were protect yourself from theft, okay. So hopefully, Chris, I answered your question. You just got to be careful, man. I'm gonna tell you though, if you ever get robbed, it was somebody you know. Whoever, if somebody break in your house and steal your equipment, it's somebody you know. Because don't nobody just break in a house just to break in a house unless they know there's something in there. So choose your friends wisely. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we about to wrap it up, guys. I'm gonna get down to these last questions and then I'm out of here. Let me see. There are special theft. Yeah, I have the screws, but everything ain't screwed down. They can run out with microphones and stuff like that. But I tried, like I said, man, I got insurance. I don't want to get robbed. Don't get me wrong. All right, DW phone pool text are options and radio. I guess my wife is saying, yeah, I have connects for radio stations, so I get a lot of artist airplay on the radio here in Nashville. Right sounds, my budget is around 25. Okay, they talking. Stuff is stuff, but come into my castle, see what's gonna happen. All right, Warheart, I hear you, bro. Nah, you might want an SPL, okay. Psychoacoustic EQ. Yeah, I like those. They give your mixed depth. All right, not too though. I had to vitalize. All right, we are going out of the coffee meeting. Sit down, talk. Let me hear some music. Okay. All right, jamming. We. What is the meaning of life? Really?
Is that no question?
I like that jamming piece. I like the name is jamming piece. I like that.
What's your definition? I'm eager to know.
Right. let's see what now says. Now says, well, it used to be always somebody, you know, but you put the interior of your studio on the internet. It doesn't have to. But yeah, but I don't put where I live. Nows. Why when I show my cars, I cover up the license plate. Or if I go to outside, I cover that stuff up. I don't put my address. 2 is tough. All right, create it every day. Okay. All right, you guys are chatting it up, but I'm about to get out of here. And the meaning of life, I'll tell you this. Hold on. If you can't figure out what to do with the manly, I have a double rack space. No, I was asking for advice. All right. So I'll leave you with this. What is the meaning of life? Being that I was on my deathbed in heart failure, needed open heart surgery, came out of it, no longer anemic, had 4 iron transfusion, blood transfusion, weight went from 215 to 157 pounds. Now I'm back to 190. I'm no longer anemic, no longer in heart failure. I would say the meaning of life is get your life right with God.
Thank God. Yes.
All right, that's the meaning of life. Have a relationship with God. And I ain't talking about some God that, man, you know, some of you guys, y'all say, well, the God in the Bible is man. Look, the difference between you and me is I have faith and you don't. So that's the difference between the having faith in the word of God and not believing in the word of God. So I would tell you, build a relationship with God. That's the meaning of life. All right, we out of here. And as I always say, just Platinum Baby, and I'll see you in the music.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Nice one, nice one.